Hi, I'm Madeline Smith. I'm a pediatric audiologist at Children's Minnesota. And one of my favorite movie experiences was seeing the midnight premiere of Twilight.
Welcome to Childhood Chatcast with the Dude. I'm the Dude, and as usual, I'm joined by Jake. Hey, Jake.
Hey, dude.
And we're going to take a deep dive into the kid experts here at Children's Minnesota's childhoods to find out what makes us all the same. Because, hey, we were all kids once. And as a twist, I am going to try to guess their birthday.
Their birthdays?
Their exact birthday, the date and year. So join us in the time machine I built out of cardboard boxes and duct tape, and let's meet our guest.
Hey, dude.
Hey, Jake.
With those long locks of yours, do you ever straighten your hair?
No, I just wash, rinse, repeat, and let it flow, bro. You know what? It's funny you ask that because our guest today, Madeline, talked about straightening her hair with her friends following all the trends of the times. Hi, Madeline.
Hey, dude.
Hey, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
All right, so I like to jump in early on. We're going to go way, way back.
Okay.
Tell me what you remember about your first memory. Do you have one?
I think my first memory would be learning to ride a bike. And it's memorable because it was in the summer on a very hot day, and my dad was the one who was teaching me, and he did not want me to get hurt at all.
Okay, so what age are we talking here? 'Cause
So
riding bike is usually between 4 and 7, or it could be later or even earlier for kids. But do you remember how old you were?
I don't remember how old I was, but I do remember how hot the day was because we started out, he didn't want me to get hurt. So we started out in the grass, which is already hard enough to learn how to ride a bike in the grass.
It's already harder.
Right. But then if I fell over, at least I wasn't going to scratch up my knees or anything.
Right.
But on top of that, I had to wear long pants, a long sleeve shirt. He put gloves on my hands in case I were to scratch up my hands, knee pads, elbow pads, and a helmet.
You're a sweaty mess. And
I'm a
dehydrated,
sweaty mess, and I learned how to ride the bike in the grass.
All of this in the summer?
In the summer.
Oh
my mom
gosh.
was at work. Otherwise, I don't think it would have happened this way, which is a side note. I don't think one parent should teach their child how to ride a bike while the other parent's at work.
Right.
It was a little disappointing to get home and realize you missed that moment.
Right.
Yeah, then we were on the sidewalk. All was good, but I just remember feeling like I don't think this is how most kids learn how to ride a bike.
Well, I think it was a precursor to the way things are now. Kids are wearing pads and
Yep.
parents are just taking extra safety measures,
Yes.
especially when it comes to bike riding. I
That's
mean, the
right.
kids are we're all riding around with half a bowling ball on our head.
That's
nowadays,
right.
For sure. It's
I
a
know.
common
No
thing,
head
for
injuries from my bike riding. No way.
Question for you on the bicycle.
Yeah.
Was the bicycle like a character bicycle? Because sometimes you see bicycles that are characters. What character was it?
I don't think there was a character,
No
but I
character
do
type.
know I was so into everything Barbie. So I had a Barbie helmet, Barbie elbow pads, Barbie knee pads. I also, side note, had Barbie roller skates, which I thought were
Cool.
pretty cool.
Did you skate a lot?
I did. And then when I got older, I really enjoyed rollerblading.
Did your dad make you dress up in like long T-shirts and jeans when you went rollerblading?
No, it was that one day we figured it out and I didn't get hurt.
Let me ask you about siblings.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have some?
I do. I have one older brother.
Okay, one older brother. Really close in age or a little more distance?
We are 2 years apart.
Oh,
So we were good friends growing up, and we still are good friends.
what was the dynamic between the two of you? Was there competition? Was it just kind of best friends? Was it all of the things? What was that like?
I reflect on my childhood with my brother, and we truly didn't fight. And I don't know if it's just because we had enough separation in age or slightly different interests or slightly different friends, but we got along really well.
I love to hear that because, you hear that siblings that close are huge rivals, but that's fantastic. Do you remember your first day of kindergarten or first day of first grade? Do you remember that feeling? I always go back to that too. It's a fun question for me because all of us remember first days of school or how we felt on the first day of school. Do you remember anything like that? And how did you approach it? Were you a confident young Barbie girl with your stuff and, just strutting into school like I got this? Or were you, what is this world?
I think I was really excited, but nervous, which is how I usually go into most new things. I'm looking forward to it and I want to try the new thing, but if I haven't done it before, I'm a little bit unsure. So I remember I loved school, and I think I loved it right from the very beginning.
Okay, quick question. Did you
Yeah.
bring lunch or eat hot lunch?
Well, we did half days in kindergarten, so I ate lunch before I went to school, I think, or right after. I don't know if I only went to school in the afternoon or if I went in the mornings and afternoon, but I definitely didn't eat lunch there. But we had snack time.
Oh, sure.
And, well, speaking of, who we were as kindergartners, I wasn't always the most confident with asking for help. And so every day at snack time, we would get like a little milk carton, single serve, and I didn't know how to open it.
Oh, yeah. I still don't.
It's
frustrating.
so
then you try the other end and that doesn't work.
And then
you're
you've
like,
got kind of a partially ripped milk carton, and it's just, I didn't know how to open it, and I never asked anyone. So every single day I would just throw away my milk carton until one day I told my mom, and she said, well, why don't you just ask someone for some help? And sure enough, my teacher was so happy to help me. I learned how to do it with her and then on my own, and then I was able to have my snack every day.
Okay, so let's talk about what kind of student were you early on? So we're still kind of hanging out in the early grade school, kind of even before like up to like third, maybe fourth grade. What were your interests? Were you a good student, et cetera?
I was a good student. It was really important to me to do well in school, but I loved school. I got more into arts and crafts probably around my elementary school age. Family and friends would give me lots of different art kits with painting and markers and making your own bracelets or making barrettes or all sorts of things like that. So that's probably more where I was at this age. I enjoyed math. I liked writing. I enjoyed reading. I don't know that I really had a favorite subject. I just loved all of it.
You just loved school.
I loved school. And so I went to school and then I went to college for a long time. And it makes sense that,
That makes sense how much you love school.
Yeah.
Right. Do you remember your first movie in the movie theater? Or is there one early on? I remember they re-released Star Wars.
Yes.
The original trilogy. They went through this. And I was seeing it. I was in another place for 2 hours. I was in space.
Yeah.
I was in space.
That's what movies can do for us. It's so cool.
I couldn't believe what I had missed from the first time it came out. Is there a movie that kind of stuck out for you like that?
I think the first movie that I had that same kind of feeling was when I saw Princess Diaries. And I was like, oh, can you imagine?
Yes.
One day you wake up and you find out you are a princess and no one told you. And now you get to go live in a castle and you get to meet a prince. And it was like the first time, because I grew up watching princess movies, but it was like the first time with real people where I thought, wait a second, maybe I could have been a princess.
And I still have that dream today.
It can still come true for you. I believe it.
Wake up every morning.
You get to meet Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Every morning I look out the window for her and she's not there.
You get along with your brother. There's not a lot of conflict there. You're a good student. What did you do that got you in trouble? Let me let me just preface this by saying you can only share something that your mom and dad already know about.
They already know it all.
Okay, that's
fine.
They
know it all.
We're not here to unleash any sort of. But what, do you remember getting in trouble a little bit, either at school or at home, or?
I had such a guilty conscience growing up that I don't think my parents were able to get to that step of having to really discipline and get in trouble. I never was grounded once in my whole life.
Wow, you know what?
I think
that's amazing.
I'm not sure if it's because I didn't need to be grounded, but I wasn't grounded ever because I probably should have been sometimes.
Okay, I get it.
But not for the dude cast.
Right. No, you don't have to search for it. It's fine.
Yeah,
we're not. You're just a really good kid, and if you did anything wrong.
Okay, I have one thing I remember that wasn't very nice.
Here we go.
One Christmas morning, I got up before everybody else. And in our family, we celebrate Christmas and we get stockings from Santa. And
I know him.
Yes,
he's a good guy.
He's so nice. And my family was all still asleep. And when the parents were still asleep, we weren't able to open up our Santa presents yet. We had to wait for everyone to get up. But the stockings were free game because they weren't wrapped. You could just grab whatever you want. And so I look in my stocking and see this big roll of gumballs. Like 10 big gumballs.
Yes.
So then I peek in my brother's to see if he has gumballs.
Here
and
we
he
go.
does. So whose gumballs do you think I ate first? All 10 of them before anyone woke up.
Wow.
I ate my brother's gumballs.
That's actually really bad.
It was really bad. And I should have gotten in trouble, but I don't think anyone knew.
Because you ate them.
Because I ate them. And then
The best is like, how would you hide? I didn't have
Did you just have a big wad of gum? Or did you
I
literally
burped and a bubble flew and took me away.
Oh my gosh, it was like up. Oh my gosh, so you took
Like,
your
where's Madeline?
Does your brother know about it?
I'm not sure. I might have to ask him. But then I still got all my gumballs in the end too. So I got 20 gumballs and he got 0.
I woke up early, took a scissors and had tape and was about to do a little surgery on a present before anybody else.
Oh, that's a really clever idea that no one's done before.
And
My sister did that.
Actually, I didn't have tape. I didn't think it through. That's right.
What did you
that's
use
the point of the
to-
story.
Okay.
Slice it open, pull out this box, and I'm a little bit older, but my mom got me a Papa Smurf puppet. And I was like, a Papa Smurf puppet? I haven't played with Smurfs in like 3 years. Doesn't she
want
know
this
me?
puppet.
I've clearly moved on. So I carefully slide it back, fold it back. I'm looking around for tape, and I don't have any.
Uh-oh.
So I panic, and I go to the junk drawer. There's no tape, except for black electrical tape.
Oh, that'll cover it up really
So I-
discreetly.
so I
no
had
one
to-
will suspect a thing.
I taped it, and then I had to turn the present backwards. And so then when we opened up presents, I was like, hey, what's this box?
Never mind the electrical tape, Mom.
Of course. Then but on the wrapper, there's still the tape. My mom goes, why is there black wrap?
I
I'm
have
like,
no idea.
I had to confess my sin, but it wasn't like,
It's okay.
I feel okay because it wasn't that cool of a present.
I had a lot of different cool gifts, but I think one of my favorite ones was when I got a portable CD player.
Ooh.
Because I
sure.
got to bring that on the school bus. I sat in my room listening. I had maybe like 4 CDs.
What were they? Do you remember?
I had some different soundtracks. So we had different Disney soundtrack CDs.
Of course.
And I had the CD from A Cinderella Story, the movie.
The movie.
Okay.
The movie. And Freaky Friday with Lindsay
Oh, great
Lohan.
soundtrack.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great
So I
soundtrack.
was rocking
Spectacular
out on the
film.
school bus with my portable CD player. And
Do you remember how old you were then-ish?
maybe 3rd grade?
Okay.
Okay.
3rd or
Yeah,
4th grade?
Right on. Everything's changing now, and we're hitting junior high age.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember? Because it seems like there's a huge rite of passage. Like, I'm done with the kid stuff. Now I'm into kind of more teen.
Yes.
Teens awkward for you? Did you feel like you kind of just slid right in like, hey, it's all good. I'm still kind of the same kid, but I'm a little older now? Or how did that all go? Did you feel awkward? Because I was awkward.
I think everyone feels a little
Everyone
bit
does,
awkward.
right? It's okay.
Yeah, everything is changing, and you're getting a better idea of who you are and who you want to be, and
Yes.
who your friends
Who
are.
your friends are. I mean, did you switch up friends? I kind of went through a little bit of a flex. Like, I'm not so much going to hang out with
Yeah.
this kid as much because he likes to just read on sleepovers. My friends that I kind of gravitated more towards like to run around outside until
Yes.
the last possible minute.
Right,
Yeah.
around, right around middle school is a shift of everything.
Yeah.
Shift of your interest, shift of
For
your
sure.
friends, a shift of your interests.
Yeah.
I mean, all of that stuff gets shifted in a way.
Yes.
Not in the bad way, but just one of those things where it's I'm growing and evolving. type.
Definitely
Yeah.
pivoting towards
Yeah, and I think-
more who you're going to become.
And
Yeah, yeah.
everyone is changing. So we all have different interests. I have one best friend that I've been best friends with since I was in 3rd grade. So we stayed friends through everything. So not all of my friends change, but you kind of learn who you want to spend more time with or maybe a little bit less time with. But yeah, I think everyone feels a little bit awkward in middle school because
And music really starts to
Yes.
take over too. So who are the people you were listening to in middle school? Like that's when you have like junior
Yeah.
high dances.
yes.
And do you remember?
Gosh.
Yeah. Now you have a CD player, so you must be.
Right. I liked a lot of pop music.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
suppose middle school is when I started getting a little more into alternative music.
Sure.
And I also started liking country music more.
Okay. Garth Brooks.
Love Garth Brooks. I saw Tim McGraw in concert when I was early high school. So that must have been one of my interests in middle school too.
Any big fads, haircuts, any certain fads along those lines?
I got highlights for the first time in middle school.
Okay.
That felt really cool. I had blonde streaks, and then I did some low lights. That felt pretty awesome. Also, we were very into straightening our hair. So we would just like absolutely destroy our hair, just straightening it. I had a friend where she literally told me after school, one of her hobbies was to go home and straighten her hair. And so her hair was absolutely straight as a board. And she would just run that flat iron over and over. She just enjoyed it. So
wow.
Wouldn't advise.
Yeah. Okay, so junior high happens, and I can totally see how that goes for you.
Yeah.
We're coming up on high school now. As a good student, were you intimidated by now the academics are going to bring it? Were you intimidated at all by the fact that now you're going to be taking like stuff like trigonometry and stuff? I don't even know what that is, but
it's something about triangles, right?
I don't know.
I think
sure.
so.
It has to be.
It has to be. It has to be.
Right?
What else could it be? I was fortunate that I didn't really have to spend too much time studying outside of school.
You got it.
But then high school hits and things get a little bit harder.
And now it's harder.
And you have to spend some time maybe studying for that history exam. You can't just show up to the exam. So that was a shift. And yeah, school does get harder for sure.
It does.
Were there big like movie TV events while you were in high school that you guys just
what were you watching?
Oh, I loved Twilight.
Okay.
I read all the books. I went to the midnight premieres. I had a T-shirt with Edward on it. I was Team Edward for sure, not Team Jacob. Still to this day, yeah.
Wow. I had to be a Team Jacob because my name was
Did you read the books?
Not at all. No. Not one bit.
You just like werewolves or what?
My name is Jacob, so I had
You
to go
have
with
to.
it. If I don't go with it, it's just
doesn't
all the
make-
Jacobs around the world are going to be upset at me.
Just a couple more things. So you're in high school. Did you go to a concert or anything?
So my first concert was Tim McGraw. And so I saw Tim McGraw at the grandstand at the state fair. And it was just the coolest thing for us. One of our friends, he was battling cancer. And so he got to come with us to that concert too. And he got to sit up really close to the front. And it was just a really great day for all of us to spend and make that great memory together.
Oh, that's a great one. So do you find out who you are even more and what you want to do in college and stuff like that? Because you are an audiologist here.
Yeah.
So you always are checking in with kids' hearing.
That's right.
Etc. The beep, boop,
Yes.
beep. That
I don't even need to press buttons. If you could just come up with me to the clinic and you could just make those sounds through the microphone, that would be perfect. We could test all the kids hearing
You
that
have
way.
no idea how much I want to do that.
You know how much of a resume thing that would be?
That would be so
Wow.
great. I'm the beep boop guy
I'm the beep boop.
for audiology
Yeah.
here at Children's
You know when they
Minnesota.
check your ears in school?
Wow.
That's me.
Now, I would imagine you're still academically, you're still
Mm-hmm.
on top, tippity top. Did you graduate with honors then?
Yeah, so I did a little unconventional road with high school.
Okay.
So I went to high school in 9th grade and 10th grade, and then I started going to college in 11th grade.
You started taking credits.
Yeah, so I was done going to
Excellent.
the high school building, and instead I was going to a college. And so I earned all of my general credits and earned my associate's degree before I finished high school.
So does that mean you just took tons of classes?
Yeah,
And-
I was a full-time college student. And
oh,
so
wow. That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Good for
Thank you.
Wow.
I am
Oh my
so
gosh.
glad I did it. And what was really great is I got to do it with my friends. So we had a group of six
cool.
of us, and we took all of our classes together, which was great. It made it feel a little bit less intimidating
Yeah.
because we had each other to study with, because it certainly was a lot more studying than we were used to. Yeah, I'm really glad that I
Cool.
did it.
You had a great childhood.
I
don't
feel
you
really
do
lucky.
You feel that way? Yeah,
I
you should.
totally do.
Well, we really appreciate your time and opening up to us about your experiences growing up and everything. And I think it's fun still to this day to look back, and even the stuff that may not have been fun, all the things that help shape us to who we are now. I think back to my childhood really makes sense to, oh, that totally led me to become
Absolutely.
on TV, helping kids at a hospital laugh and be goofy
Yes.
and silly. That's who I was probably always meant to be. It all kind of makes sense, right?
Well, dude, now is the time. We have interviewed Madeline all through childhood.
Yes.
Now is the time and moment where you put on your thinking cap and tell us the exact day, month, and year of Madeline's birthday.
All right, here we go.
Think back to all the clues that
All
you
the clues.
had.
So many clues. So many clues. I think I'm getting a feeling that you were born in the second half of the year or middle part of the year. So I'm going to say that you are, I'm going to just go for it. August 12th, 1995.
You are off by almost exactly 6 months minus 1 day.
Oh!
Oh, so what is it?
February 11th, 1996.
Oh, very good. Very well done.
Very
bad.
good. That's about my half birthday.
That's about your half birthday. Okay, I'll take it. I was off by a couple years on some.
Yeah.
I think that's a
the
win.
First time I did this, I'm going to bring it up on every Chatcast.
Yes.
First time I did it,
Yeah.
nailed it.
Seriously?
Yeah, Annie. Shout out to Annie Dress and Volunteer Services.
Wow.
It was
Nailed
off,
it.
He was off by like a day or two, like a day or two. It was maybe a week.
We
or
thought
two.
this would be
That's
just
cool.
something stupid
Yeah.
to do, like, oh, I'm going to guess your
Yeah.
birthday. And then the first time out, I nail it. I'm like, this is the whole point.
This is what we do.
Yeah.
This
Anyway.
is literally the only point of the podcast is to guess people's birthdays. Goodbye.
Well, thanks for sharing everything.
Thank you so
And,
much for having me. This was really fun.
Yeah, super fun. Children's is lucky to have you.
Thank
so
you.
We'll see you around the playground.
See you, dude.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us for today's Childhood Chatcast brought to you by Buzzsprout. To get new and previous episodes of Childhood Chatcast, head over to starstudio.mn.org.